spend the rest of our lives working in a rock quarry. Who says dreams don't come true?
Welcome back to the channel.
Today we're diving straight into 10 box office disasters from the year 2000. The movies Hollywood poured their hopes and millions of dollars into, only to watch them collapse harder than anyone expected.
I don't do funny voices, I don't sing catchy songs, and I do not possess a magic carpet for your big bloated behinds to float upon.
As always, drop a comment and tell me which one of these movies deserved a second chance and which ones absolutely earned their failure. Let's jump right in with number 10. Number 10, The Flintstones, Viva Rock Vegas.
Dinosaurs in my backyard.
If the studio hoped to bring back the prehistoric charm of the 1994 Flintstones movie, this prequel proved that some fossils should stay buried. Viva Rock Vegas takes us back to the early days, before Fred and Barney were married, showing how they met Wilma and Betty, how their relationship started, and yes, even adding an alien into the mix because apparently someone in the boardroom thought, you know what the Stone Age needs? Outer space.
What was your name again?
This time the cast was completely different. Mark Addy played Fred, Stephen Baldwin took on Barney, Kristen Johnson became Wilma, and Jane Krakowski played Betty. But the biggest difference? Steven Spielberg had nothing to do with this one. He was an executive producer on the original and a huge part of its $358 million success. Without him, the magic simply wasn't there.
I want something to drape over my shoulders, you know? Thank you.
The studio still believed in the franchise so much that they planned multiple sequels until John Goodman refused to return for future films, worried about being typecast as Fred Flintstone. That led to the decision to reboot the cast and make a prequel instead. The movie released on April 28, 2000 and opened decently at $10.5 million. But soon after, the wheels fell off the stone car. Budget, $89 million. Worldwide gross, $59.5 million. Result, a major financial wipeout. Critics took their clubs to it, calling it charmless, pointless, and unnecessary. It even picked up multiple Razzie nominations. In the end, Viva Rock Vegas proved one thing clearly. You can't just dig up the past and expect it to sparkle, not even in the Stone Age. Number 9, Ready to Rumble. If you ever wanted a wrestling movie that feels
They've locked the cage. There's no way they can get through the cage.
exactly like a chaotic wrestling storyline gone wrong, Ready to Rumble absolutely delivers that energy. The plot follows two diehard wrestling fans who decide to help their fallen hero reclaim his glory in the ring.
You all right? All right, look, Kane's late again, all right? I don't know what to do with this kid. I'm so sick of his shit. But
what's the finish?
David Arquette, Scott Conn, and Oliver Platt starred in it. And to make things more authentic, several real WCW stars like Bill Goldberg and Diamond Dallas Page also appeared. For wrestling fans, it sounded fun. For everyone else, confusing. And the box office reflected that. Budget, $24 million. Box office, $12.5 million. Result, a certified flop.
Mike, what is this? Right here!
But the craziest part came after the movie released. Must-See W decided to turn the movie into an actual wrestling storyline. They had David Arquette win the real WCW World Heavyweight Championship. Yes, the same actor who played a goofy fan in the movie.
Oh, hey, Big Bill Goldberg, what are you doing, baby? I didn't know you're in town. You're looking jacked. You're looking good. What's going on? Why are you here? What's happening?
Fans hated it. Many called it one of the most embarrassing moments in wrestling history. Arquette himself later admitted it was a terrible idea. Critics weren't any kinder. Reviews called it juvenile, flat, and appealing only to the most hardcore wrestling faithful.
Really, I do. But I think I already got me a tag team partner out here somewhere. Where is it?
And as if that wasn't enough, within a year, WCW collapsed and was sold to WWE, marking the end of an era. Ready to Rumble unintentionally became one of the final bizarre chapters in WCW history. Number 8, Dungeons & Dragons 2000.
I need you to kiss me.
Yeah, sure, I'll kiss you.
And I need you to be my boyfriend and have sex with me. Lots and lots and lots of sex, okay? Day and night, around the clock, 24/7. Oral sex, any kind of sex, all kinds of sex. I need that with you.
Long before fantasy films became cool again, Dungeons & Dragons attempted to bring the legendary tabletop game to life and rolled a critical fail so hard that fans still talk about it. The story follows an empress searching for a mythical rod to defeat an evil sorcerer, while two thieves get dragged into the quest. On paper, epic. On screen, chaos. The cast included Justin Whalen, Marlon Wayans, Thora Birch, and Jeremy Irons, who delivered a performance so exaggerated it became an instant meme. The movie had been in development for nearly 10 years, but somehow still ended up feeling rushed and weirdly cheap. Most of the budget disappeared into production overseas, leaving very little for visual effects. And it showed. Critics hammered it for stiff acting, poor directing, and CGI so distracting that even fans of the original game couldn't defend it. Some even called Marlon Wayans' character an offensive stereotype straight out of outdated Hollywood. When it finally hit theaters in December 2000, the numbers were nowhere near magical. Budget, $45 million. Worldwide gross, $33.8 million. Result, a critical and commercial failure. Many viewers describe the film as flashy but soulless, a movie more interested in special effects than storytelling. It took until 2023 for the franchise to finally recover with the successful reboot, Honor Among Thieves. But the 2000 version? Let's just say that if movies had saving throws, this one rolled a natural zero. Number 7, Get Carter.
Hmm? Hey, you're the bad brother, remember?
I know who I am.
Well, Jack, listen, I would love to sit here and jaw with you, but I gotta get back to the town.
By the year 2000, Sylvester Stallone was trying to reinvent his career after a string of late 90s disappointments. Enter Get Carter, a remake of the 1971 British crime classic starring Michael Caine. The idea was simple. A darker, grittier Stallone would bring back his action star dominance. That did not happen. The story follows a Las Vegas mob enforcer who returns home to investigate his brother's death, uncovering betrayal, violence, and corruption. The cast was surprisingly strong. Stallone, Mickey Rourke, Rachel Lee Cook, John C. McGinley, and even Michael Caine himself. Originally, Caine only agreed to a quick cameo, but after poor test screenings, the studio panicked and expanded his role, hoping he might save the movie. He didn't. Critics shredded the film. Reviewers called it messy, style over substance, and full of unnecessary camera tricks that made the movie feel cheap. And then came the box office disaster. Budget, $63.5 million. Worldwide gross, $19.5 million. Loss, over $40 million. Stallone even earned a Razzie nomination for Worst Actor. Not exactly the comeback he hoped for. In the end, Get Carter served as a reminder that some classics simply don't need reboots, even if you throw a Hollywood legend at it. Number 6, Battlefield Earth.
Running into the city.
Send some guards out and round them up. I'm busy. Don't bother me with every little detail.
Few movies in history crash and burn as spectacularly as Battlefield Earth, a film often listed among the worst ever made. Based on the novel by L. Ron Hubbard, founder of Scientology, the movie is set in the year 3000, where Earth has been enslaved by giant alien creatures called Cyclos. A group of surviving humans tries to fight back. Sounds wild, right? Well, the film was even wilder. John Travolta, a devoted Scientologist, used his post-Pulp Fiction fame to get the project made. He starred as the villain and also produced the movie. Forrest Whitaker and Barry Pepper joined him, probably regretting it later. Travolta even approached Quentin Tarantino to direct it. Tarantino politely declined, probably the smartest decision of his career. The problem wasn't just the story, it was everything. Weird, tilted camera angles, bad makeup, awkward dialogue, and editing choices that made scenes look like parody sketches. When it opened on May 12, 2000, it actually debuted at number 2 behind Gladiator. But the praise ended right there. Critics absolutely obliterated it. Some said it felt like an alien directed the movie using a broken camera. And the box office? Budget, $73 million. Marketing, $20 million. Worldwide gross, $29.7 million. Result, one of the biggest flops of all time. Travolta once called it his passion project. Unfortunately for him, it became Hollywood's favorite cautionary tale. Number 5, Little Nicky.
Now you're gonna see what a big horny bird actually looks like. In hell.
By the year 2000, Adam Sandler was one of Hollywood's most profitable comedy stars. Every movie he touched seemed to make money. Until little Nicky showed up and said, "Let's go straight to box office hell." The film follows Nicky, the socially awkward son of Satan, who is sent to Earth to stop his two rebellious brothers from throwing the universe off balance. The plot is bizarre, loud, chaotic, and unapologetically weird. Exactly the kind of thing only early 2000s comedy could get away with. The cast included Sandler, Patricia Arquette, Harvey Keitel as Satan, and even cameos from Quentin Tarantino, Ozzy Osbourne, and a talking dog. Yes, a talking dog. Despite Sandler's star power, the film struggled the moment it released on November 10th, 2000. Opening weekend, $16 million. Worldwide gross, $58 million. Budget, $80 million. Result, a rare Sandler flop. Critics destroyed it. They called it noisy, immature, and painfully unfunny. Many reviewers said Sandler's voice and mannerisms as Nicky were irritating beyond belief. But over the years, the movie has picked up a cult following. Some fans actually enjoy its madness and absurdity, even though it burned the studio's wallet badly. Fun fact, there was even a little Nicky Game Boy Color game because apparently someone thought kids really needed portable Satan-themed chaos. In the end, little Nicky proved that even the biggest comedy stars can't win every battle, especially not in the underworld. Number 4, Isn't She Great?
I can't get an agent! I can't get an audition! Hang on! They won't even let me demonstrate margarine in a supermarket!
With a title like Isn't She Great, you'd expect something. Well, great. But this movie ended up becoming one of the biggest misfires of the year. It's a biographical dramedy about Jacqueline Suzanne, the author of Valley of the Dolls. Bette Midler plays Suzanne as she goes from struggling actress to best-selling writer while navigating fame, motherhood, marriage, and illness. Nathan Lane plays her loyal husband and press agent. The story had potential. The cast was talented, and the production had a budget of $36 million. But when the movie came out, it crashed spectacularly. Worldwide gross, less than $3 million. Yeah, 3, as in what happened? Critics shredded it. Roger Ebert gave it 1 star and famously wrote, "This is a movie that needed great trash, great sex, great gossip. Yet at all the critical moments, the main character is talking to a tree." The film felt oddly hollow and directionless, despite the emotional subject matter. It didn't connect with audiences, reviewers, or fans of Suzanne's work. The movie also suffered from being a strange multinational production, American, British, German, Japanese, which led to tonal confusion and marketing problems. In the end, Isn't She Great became an ironic punchline, a film that asked a question it could never live up to. Number 3, Lucky Numbers.
Have those little apple pastries. Just a second. The apple pastries
Wendy, honey,
with the frosting.
he's not staying,
cinnamon
he's
swirls.
leaving, okay?
Sometimes the biggest crime in a dark comedy isn't the heist. It's how unfunny the movie turns out. That's exactly what happened with Lucky Numbers, a film inspired by the real-life 1980 Pennsylvania lottery scandal. John Travolta stars as Russ Richards, a struggling TV weatherman trying desperately to save his failing career. He partners with Crystal, Lisa Kudrow, a flirtatious lottery ball girl, to rig the state lottery. At first, everything works, until everything starts falling apart. The cast is stacked. Tim Roth, Ed O'Neill, Michael Rappaport, Bill Pullman. Even Michael Moore shows up in a random cameo. But a great cast can't save a bad script. Critics said the movie suffered from awkward pacing, muddy visuals, weak jokes, inconsistent tone, every character feeling like a caricature. One reviewer summarized it perfectly. Everyone involved is let down by direction that can't decide what tone it wants. And financially, it was a disaster. Budget, $65 million. Worldwide box office, $10 million. Loss enormous. Travolta was still riding his comeback after Pulp Fiction and Face Off. But Lucky Numbers reminded Hollywood that lightning doesn't strike twice. In the end, the movie tried to combine crime, comedy, scandal, romance, and chaos, and ended up winning absolutely nothing.
Oh, yes. Greatest game there is. Right, Hardy?
Yes, sir.
If Field of Dreams made baseball magical, The Legend of Bagger Vance tried to do the same thing for golf, just with more mysticism and far less heart. Inspired loosely by the Bhagavad Gita, The film follows a once great golfer named Ranulph Juneau, played by Matt Damon, who returns home after the trauma of war. He's washed up, broken, and purposeless. Until a mysterious caddy named Bagger Vance, Will Smith, appears out of nowhere with spiritual advice, smooth wisdom, and seemingly supernatural insight. Charlize Theron plays the love interest, adding star power to a cast designed for award seasons. So what went wrong? The movie's tone felt slow and overly sentimental. Critics said it was full of flat characters and dialogue that tried too hard to be profound. Worse, many people took issue with the movie's racial undertones. Bagger Vance was criticized for fitting the Hollywood stereotype of the magical, wise black character who exists solely to help the white protagonist. Director Spike Lee famously called it out, saying, "Black people were being lynched left and right, and Bagger Vance is helping Damon's golf swing? Not exactly the best press." The box office wasn't kind either. Budget, $80 million. Worldwide gross, $39 million. Result, a major financial failure. The movie opened at number 3 behind Charlie's Angels and Meet the Parents, then dropped over 45% in its second weekend. Once word spread, audiences just didn't show up. Despite beautiful cinematography and strong performances, Bagger Vance simply couldn't find its audience. Today, it's remembered more for controversy than impact. In the end, the movie was a swing and a miss.
How do we know you're not a cop? Huh? The enemy? Easy. Stop fucking looking at me! Easy. Easy.
Sometimes the best film on the list is the one that didn't deserve to flop. And Almost Famous is the perfect example. Written and directed by Cameron Crowe, the movie is a semi-autobiographical story about his youth as a teenage music journalist writing for Rolling Stone magazine in the 1970s. The film follows young William Miller, a passionate music fan who gets a chance of a lifetime. Join an up-and-coming rock band named Stillwater on tour and write about their journey. The movie beautifully captures the chaos of life on the road, the magic of rock music, the innocence of youth, and the emotional confusion of coming of age. Kate Hudson, Billy Crudup, Frances McDormand, and Patrick Fugit deliver fantastic performances. The soundtrack is legendary. The writing is heartfelt. The emotional beats hit perfectly. Critics absolutely adored it. The film received over 100 award nominations, and Cameron Crowe won the Oscar for Best Original Screenplay. So why is it on this list? Because the box office didn't match the praise. Budget, $60 million. Worldwide gross, $47.4 million. Result, a financial disappointment. The movie opened in limited release on September 15, 2000, making only $2.3 million its first weekend. Even after expanding to more theaters, it didn't find mainstream commercial success.
But over time,
Almost Famous became a cult classic. Fans embraced it. Musicians praised it. It even made a Broadway debut in 2022. Today, it's remembered not just as a great film, but as one of the most beloved music movies ever made. In the end, Almost Famous didn't rock the box office, but it definitely rocked the hearts of everyone who eventually saw it. And there you have it. 10 movies from the year 2000 that Hollywood bet big on and lost even bigger. Some of them had massive budgets, superstar actors, bold ideas, award-winning talent, and huge expectations. But the box office doesn't care about expectations. It only rewards what truly connects with the audience, from bizarre fantasy experiments, to misguided comedies, to reboots no one asked for, to serious dramas that missed the emotional mark, to passion projects that spiraled out of control. These films are proof that even in a massive industry like Hollywood, nothing is guaranteed. A movie can have everything on paper, a strong cast, a famous director, a big budget, and still fall flat the moment it hits theaters. Sometimes it's bad marketing. Sometimes it's weak scripts. Sometimes the timing is wrong. And sometimes audiences simply don't care. But on the flip side, a box office flop can still become a classic. Almost Famous is loved today far more than it ever was in its original run. Little Nicky found a cult fan base. Even the disastrous Dungeons & Dragons eventually led to a better modern reboot. That's the strange magic of movies. A financial failure doesn't always mean artistic failure, and a commercial success doesn't always mean greatness. Thanks for watching this countdown of the biggest box office bombs from the year 2000. Let me know down in the comments, which movie do you think deserved a second chance? And which one absolutely earned its spot on this list? Your opinions seriously make these videos more fun. And I love reading through what everyone has to say. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next deep dive into movie history. We have plenty more countdowns, flops, classics, hidden gems, and Hollywood stories coming your way. Thanks again for spending some time with me today. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.